Monday was the worst day for U.S. forces in the war in Afghanistan in more than 4 years. A military chopper crashed in western Afghanistan, killing 10 Americans, including 7 servicemen. 4 more soldiers were killed when 2 Marine helicopters collided in the southern province of Helmand. This comes as President Obama weighs whether to send tens of thousands of additional troops to Afghanistan. With us now to discuss the latest developments in Afghanistan is retired Army Colonel and up-to-the-minute military analyst Mitch Mitchell. Good morning.
Morning, Michelle.
Glad you're here. President Obama keeps saying that he doesn't want to rush the decision on how many troops to send to Afghanistan, if he sends any at all. But how much longer can he realistically wait before deciding on the future in Afghanistan?
Well, after waiting 10 months to decide on what to do over there, I think it's time for him to make a decision. Another 2 or 3 weeks isn't going to matter, but we certainly can't let it go for many more months because there's an Army commander over there who says the situation is deteriorating. So you can't leave it like that. Somebody has to make a decision to get more people in there or to get out.
The Washington Post has reported that a top Pentagon military officer has conducted secret war games to decide on possibilities for the region. Tell us what kind of information an exercise like that can garner.
Well, a war game is a cheap way of making decisions without having to go through a trial and error process. So it's a wonderful tool for decision makers to use. In this case, it's Admiral Mullen, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and they had secret war games in which they tried to determine if they brought in 44,000 more troops or just 15,000 more troops, what the effects would be on our allies and on our enemies. And so that's what that game was meant to do. The problem with it was, though, if you want to make a decision on a war game, you have to have the decision maker there. And the decision maker was in the White House, not at the war game.
There was such a deadly day today with 2 major crashes, so many Americans losing their lives. As we look forward, is this something that we're going to have to expect for this region, or was this an anomaly just for today?
Well, I like to think that this is an accident, that happens sometimes in war. There's nothing much you can do about it. It's a dangerous environment to operate in, and we do have accidents. But I think if we send a lot more troops over there, we're going to see the frequency of these accidents increase because more troops will be engaged with the enemy. We think it was an accident. We're not totally sure. There's a whole lot of people out there with surface-to-air missiles that could do damage to our aircraft, but right now we think it was an accident in both cases.
I know that there's some confusion among some Americans about who exactly were fighting there, Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, or other militant groups. Could you clear that up for us?
You know, we're fighting everybody. Everyone you just mentioned, the Taliban, the drug lords, the Al-Qaeda representatives over there, more than 1,000 strong, but that's just in Afghanistan. We have to worry about the enemy outside Afghanistan. There are groups sympathetic to the Taliban that are giving them money. And strangely enough, that money doesn't come, first of all, from the drug trade. It comes from outside sympathetic interests that want to support the Taliban effort in Afghanistan and, by the way, also in Pakistan. Places like Saudi Arabia, Iran, and even Pakistan itself. People there are providing funds for the Taliban, and lots of them, more than 100 million last year.
All right, up-to-the-minute military analyst Mitch Mitchell. I wish we had all the time in the world, but we're out of it. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Michelle.